I think it's interesting on a couple of questions. I think it always comes down to a bit of like AI ready for what. I think looking at organizations today, there are some which are already trying to differentiate themselves through some use of AI, and there's an awful lot of stakeholder out there as well, and they were trying to validate like, is this proprietary AI model that they're claiming to have, is it really worth the investment? Is it really distinctive? Is it really going to deliver value? And I think that's a whole big area of due diligence in itself. I think a lot of due diligence process is harder for it to do that sense of like actually like how proprietary is this, but also how valuable is it? I think the other side, which is probably more interesting, and I alluded to actually, is this sense of like ready to take on what comes next. And again, almost every organization, there are ways that better data with AI, better data with AI and ML will benefit it. And it's not changing the nature of that organization. It's just that organization now working internally in a much more efficient and effective way. I think looking at, all of the bottom up, it's, how's the infrastructure working? Like, is that data together? Is that data separated? What's the quality of that data? How's it being managed? What's kind of tooling and process around that? Like, there's a sense of almost like a checklist of checking the health of that where things are. And I think the third thing actually is then looking at, well, is it ready to take on new opportunities? And again, to me, what's really exciting is the idea like unlocking the value of this hidden data. So actually the data becoming its own data value stream or new things on top. I was just saying just now, like the world is changing really rapidly. So what's possible today, what's not possible today is going to change very differently. Our experience is going to change as well. So I think this readiness also comes down to, in many ways, building these foundations so you can then, as new opportunities come up or technology changes, leverage them. But I think the real unlock is the people. And I think one of the biggest blockers to AI readiness is typically organizations' curiosity, organizations' ability to think in a different way and work in a different way. And I'm less about the technical skills, more like, from a leadership perspective, actually having senior leaderships want to look at, use AI to interrogate data, look at new opportunities of how these things can be used in an effective way. I think that to me is one of the bigger challenges of readiness.